sir. That is our very own brother, our very own from the town. KC is very proud of this man, Bam. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Give it up for the soul crooner, Mr. Levelle. What's happening, brother?
What's going on, my brothers? My brothers, man. Much love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, I had to get back in my seat real quick. I heard it going down. I had to get up and shadow two-step, man.
Hey, man.
I love that video version, how y'all remixed it a little bit and put that KC stepper to it.
Absolutely, man. Thank y'all so much, brothers.
Yeah,
man.
Hey, man, this been a long time coming, man, and I'm super excited, man. Just for number one, knowing you for as long as I've been knowing you, knowing where you come from, the soil that you come from, man, and then just to know that you are not just a local singer. You know what I'm saying? You're not just a KC singer, man. You are nationally known, internationally known, world renowned, man. It's an honor and a pleasure, man, just to be in the building with you, man.
Hey, man, I love it, brother. I appreciate the moment, and I'm glad you guys got me on here.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, man. When I looked and I kept saying, in Passingville, I was like, hey, man, we got to get you on. We got to get you on.
Right.
The dynamic of what you're doing, man, as I can say, I couldn't been no prouder of what you're doing if I was doing it or Bam was doing it, because I know the person that is behind it. And when I see you, I'm like, man, that's really that brother. And the more people that me and Bam come in interaction with, you can see like, okay, that's their persona or this is their character. But with you, bruh, it's just that's Vale. And man, I appreciate you being you. Let's get into that video right there, man. So was that shot in Atlanta?
Absolutely, yeah, man. We shot it in Atlanta. Of course, I would have loved to done it at my hometown, but you got to go where it's going, and you got to go with the time and what we're doing, man. And so I wanted to shoot it in my hometown, but most importantly, I wanted to be an example for my hometown artists to see that, if you just had that faith, man, and that leap, you can go out and achieve anything, man. You can go do anything that you really put your mind to. So it was I think for me it was the best thing to shoot it in Atlanta.
Yeah.
True. So
definitely.
So man, before we even get into anything else, man, when did you know, or where did it start? The singing, like when did you know that you had it, or if somebody saw it in you? When did you know? I mean, not even before, like now, like when it first started.
I would say for those that don't know me, and for those that do know me, I started off in drums. So drums was everything to me then. And y'all know my background. So being with my cousins, the Sensational Wonders, at the time I was playing for a group called the Pilgrim Outlets. So I was the drummer for them. And then one of the cousins couldn't make it to rehearsal, which he was the drummer, which is Kiki.
Yeah.
And so I went over to rehearsal, and at the time, Kiki sang and played at the same time. So Curtis and Michael was like, give Vale a mic, let me try to play and sing. And so I think this was part of my initiation. They gave me the highest part. And I was able to play and sing that high note. The highest note that the group was singing, it was like a natural for me. So we drove that song almost 30 minutes in rehearsal, man, and I didn't break. And finally, Michael said, man, Vale, you got a gift, man. You might want to start singing, And so I didn't do a lot with them, but I would go home and just start watching videos and singing with the videos. So I was like, next rehearsal, I'm gonna be ready, you know. And so, they gave me the opportunity to be in the basement with them for about 4 or 5 months before they even asked me to come to the group and go out and do it, in the open. But for me, man, seeing how Mike used to just touch people,
Yeah.
and then me getting that opportunity to touch people, it did something to me. It sparked me, and so for me, it was like, man, this is it right here. I want to be, I want to do this. I want to be able to touch people. I want to be able to feel what I felt, man. And it was just a good feeling knowing that you help somebody else along the way.
Right.
Definitely. Hey, let us do this. Let's give a big shout out to the Sensational Wonders, our brothers Mike, Curtis, Kiki, Lil John, Lil John, who has carried on in his dad's footsteps, man. Even TJ done picked up on the organ. And man, I love how Mike and Curtis and the fellas, man, they see something, and unselfishly they will cultivate talent. They even in the audience, like group singers that they've been on programs with, that may not be singing at night. Mike has such a gift, man, that makes room for him. He has no issue sharing the microphone and allowing someone to get an opportunity, as you said, to touch someone that may be in the place. Hey, looking at that video, bro, I seen Katie Bow from the Katie Bow Morning Show. Been knowing Katie for years. What is it? Alfred? Alfred?
Alfred. It was Alfred.
Alfred, yeah. I saw Alfred sitting at the table. Of course, you got Anthony Hamilton, but yourself, man, to see you sit amongst those hitters. And I seen a couple of other people that were set, cameoed in as atmosphere. But for you to be the focal point of that, man, this Rawls chest, like, that is man. That, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you feel, though, that you have now hit what you dreamed of, and now you're extending up on that? Or do you still feel as though you have to get to the point that you dreamed of?
It's still a lot of work. It's still a lot of work, man, because I hope I'm not fast forwarding anything, but the new project, Promise to Love, I've been blessed to have some good features on there. You know, I got After 7.
Yeah.
I got Raheem Devon. I got of course the remix with me and Anthony Hamilton. And then I wanted to do something for my gospel fans and people. I went out and I got Sicardi Cortez.
Yeah.
So me and Sicardi got one on there. And it's the last song titled Push. So I mean, and the calls are coming, man. Keith Sweat didn't reached out. RL didn't reached out. And everybody want to work. So for the main part for me now is really just getting out there, being that household name, man. And it's about getting out there, man, and staying humble and getting to a place to where it's no turning back. You know, you got to really, now it's the grind, you know, because you halfway there, but I still think I'm still at ground one, you know, because you don't want to get to the point to where now you feel like you don't have to work as hard.
Yeah.
And then I also feel like, you know, I thank God for the journey, because I've learned how to treat my people right. I've learned how to appreciate every moment that I have to grace the stage. I appreciate how to adapt to anything that's in my life, man, from my family to my fans to, you know, I'm learning a lot. So I do feel like when I do get to that point, I'll still know how to appreciate it and how to just grab it, man, and keep working towards it. You know, I want to have that kind of career. Frankie, being out with him for 3 years, I learned a lot. And he used to tell me all the time, he said, Levelle, you got a gift. He said, but I don't want you to focus on being famous. I want you to focus on gaining your fans, gaining your fan base. He said, I never won a Grammy. He said, but I'm one of the most artists that at the end of the day could sell out 10, 20,000 seats. Every show that I do. And okay, of course, some people look at his voice and say what they say, but then they don't look at this man that gave over 30, 40 years of real hard work. No auto-tune, no tracks playing in behind it. That's raw every night, man. And so that, for me, that meant a lot. Even being with Charlie Wilson 2019, I watched that man sick, man. The doctor told him, don't go out, don't go do it. And then he would tell us at the end of the day, I need y'all to go out and look out in the audience. If it's not a full room, then something's wrong. So we would go out and act. I mean, he would actually want us to go out. And when we go out on the stage, the room was full. He said, those people have spent their money
Yep.
to see us perform. They don't want me to come out and say I can't perform because I'm sick.
Yep.
So I have to go out and do it. So to see him press through, to I just feel like God has put me in a place, man, and going through it, you sometimes you want to question God because it's like, how do you get me around these type of people? How do you put me in these rooms? How do you allow me to see and do certain things, and then I still have to work as hard as I'm working. But I'm seeing it even in this interview that it's not my timing, it's God's timing.
That's right.
And at the same time, it's educational. This is kind of like how they used to say it back in the day. Artists had artist development.
Yes, sir.
This is kind of artist development for me, but on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So the places that God has taken me, man, I believe it's going to be an amazing time when it get there.
Man, what I would say, and then Bam, I'll let you jump in, is that Vale, you have got the gift from God to create, even in this short span of popularity and some fame, to make some timeless music. Like you can put on When I Fell in Love at any family gathering, barbecues, in between concert artists, and people are going to get up and they're going to move. Bro, I was so happy to see. I was just going through my Instagram and I saw a reel, and the reel said, hey, yo, if y'all ain't up on this song right here, y'all tripping. This is my stuff. And he hit play, and I heard Lavelle Browning's voice. And I said, oh, man, that is so dope. When other people begin to press play and post your stuff, man, that's got to be an awesome feeling.
It's a man, I can't even explain it. Really, I can't, man. And that I'm going through this process, man. I've learned how to be careful.
Yeah.
On speaking on other people and addictions, because addictions are real. Like,
yes,
if nothing else, this music is my addiction. And it's like, when you see stuff like that, man, I had people one night, I had people inboxing me. And I think these people were out of, I want to say Philly, but a guy was covering my song "Go to Bed Mad" at his show, and then like a week later, somebody from Kansas was doing it at one of the local spots.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, now that's an amazing feeling to have somebody. And I mean, the guy in Philly was killing the song too. I was just like, I had to look him up, man.
Right.
Like, whoa, okay, brother. And it's just those type of moments, man. And then the TikTok, man. A lot of people talk about it, man, but it's a cool thing when you can have organic people, from kids to kids ain't even 7 years old, singing your song back to back to back and know the words. And I mean, I just posted a little kid earlier, man, and his mom put on there like he did 4 of my songs, and he's doing he did Fell in Love. He's even doing the part. I knew that I was done with searching. He's doing all the little parts, and man, that to me, man, that's everything, man. Knowing that if the babies is doing it, just being an inspiration. And I feel like it's up to us as artists to help show our youth and to show others a different way, because our society, a lot of our youth is going off of the games and what they see the artists that above them doing, and a lot of times somebody said it as best. A lot of these guys are rapping and talking about killing and smoking and drugs, and they never done none of that. But we're passing this on to our youth, And then when they get in those shoes, you know, they feel like, you know, they get to the point where they realize nobody is staying with them. Nobody's going with them to court. Nobody's going with them to do that time.
Yes,
Nobody's
sir.
doing that. So it's up to us to try to, you know, train them up earlier where they can understand that you can still be cool and respect these ladies and your parents at the same time.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
know,
sir.
so I just want to be in that era, man. I get back to some positive things.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Ben
Yeah.
Bryant.
Man, I don't want to jump into it too early, man.
All right.
But all your music is timeless, right? But this last one, man, this Promise to Love, man, that's classic music, brother.
Thank you, man.
That's
Thank you.
classic music, man. You can push play and go through the whole thing, man. And a lot of songs and a lot of R&B and even soul music, man. It's so saturated with sex. You know what I mean? That either you stop it, push pause, go find your old lady or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come here, girl. Let's fellowship.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
let's go talk for a second.
Yeah.
Right.
But then you got other music, man, where you can just sit back, vibe with your old lady, vibe with your lady, and then take it wherever. But man, you just got vibe music, man. And
Yes,
I'm
sir.
talking about from day one. Vibe
Yes,
music, man. You got some songs about, talking this and that, but man, for the most part, man, this is a classic album, brother. And
Yeah,
yes,
man.
sir.
Man, I'm telling you, man, you don't even have to skip. You don't have to go. All you got to do is repeat. Just push repeat and just keep playing, man.
Man, that was the goal for me. Like I said, man, this is like artist development for me. So I've learned. Charlie told me this. He was like, when you go in to do your album, look at every song. Because I don't know, y'all remember, y'all older enough, we know, back in the day, they used to make it to where uh, if you wanted that song, they would put it on the album, but you had to buy the whole album to get that one song.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
And so as time went by, they came up with streaming.
Right.
So when streaming came, it was like, okay, we don't have to go get all 14, 12 songs. We can go get this one song.
Mhm.
So as an artist and as people thinking, the thing is, do your best at every song. Make sure every song could be a single. So that was the purpose of doing that, man. And then at the end of the day, I'm just appreciative that people can take to the whole album.
Yeah.
And the reward for me is hearing people like you come back and say, I don't have to sit and hit fast forward or skip that song. Because at the end of the day, man, when you have people that can come back and do that, then you did your job.
Yeah.
Now it's to get it out to the mass and just really allow people to live with it and adjust to it.
Yeah.
Definitely. Hey, you guys, we are backstage with our very own Kansas City's Levelle Browning. Man, you guys, if you are not up on this new project, if you're not up on any of his music, you have been under a rock, man.
For real.
Like I say, I love it because when you push play on any track, you can't just say, oh, he from Kansas City or he from your sound transcends any state border. Ooh, so man, kudos to that. Now, when I was hearing you say about the different covers that you saw online, man, I got to thinking about how, even starting off singing in the quartet and the gospel, how you would pick songs from your favorite quartet groups and get in and say, man, we're going to kill this, man. We're going to sound like this is ours. So for you to be in that position to have that done to you, man, I know that is an awesome feeling.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey, before I forget and before we take a break, my Terry Rogers interview that I did, and he got to talking about different people that he knew, right? And he brought up your family, TJ Hooker, and he said, yeah, man, I want to do some work with him, and I'm thinking about coming see working with him. And I said, well, I know Levelle, and he's like, yeah, that's my guy. And I said, well, Levelle and Hooker are related. And he's like, man, get out of here. And I told him that we would have you on. And he told me to make sure that I told his guy Levelle what's up. So Terry Rogers sends his what's up to you, brother.
Man, much love to you, brother.
Yeah. So what we're going to do, Bam, Levelle, we're going to get into another song that is, to me, going to be a classic as well. This is Only If by our friend Levelle right here backstage. It's the hottest music, talking topics this side of heaven, and all the funny you can handle. I am DL, he's Bam. My guest is Levelle. We'll be back after this.